Testing. Hello. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. So I see that you want to figure out what and how to practice efficiently and work on neutral, right?
Yeah, yep, exactly.
Cool. Normally I ask a bunch of questions, but since you were so straightforward, let's just hop into an arena.
Alright, cool.
So how long have you been playing Smash? Or let me see if you answered that already. Sorry.
Yeah, I answered that. That's basically since Ultimate came out.
Gotcha. Okay, Pyra Mythra. I can help you
Yeah.
with that. Ike is similar enough.
Yeah. I know I have a few problems, and I know Ike kind of maybe has similar ones. Like, I have trouble with my recovery being so linear, so I die a lot off stage.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like, because I feel like I don't really have a lot of great out of shield options. I sometimes get like stuck in shield and I don't know like what to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mythra has pretty good out of shield. It's just about knowing
Like the
when to use it.
platforms can mess me up though, like because I want to up B out of shield, but then like in certain like platform maps, then like all of a sudden like the second part doesn't hit, and then I'm kind of like
Yeah. So you have a lot of options, right? You have Nair out of shield, you have Bear, even Fair sometimes, right? They all hit very low, and she has a pretty low short hop, which means you can do aerials out of shield. They're not the fastest, obviously, but they'll work for a lot of things.
Okay.
So one really important thing is if you're going into a matchup you don't know, you got to look up their frame data and see what punishes what, right?
Right.
So even though you can't always like say up B out of shield, right? A lot of people's pressure is going to be, you know, frame. If something's minus 11, right? Like, how much do you know about frame data? Do you know all this already?
I know what it is. I don't have it all like memorized though. Like
Yeah, you don't
I
have to.
Not even like my own characters though.
No, that's totally fine. There's a lot of moves, but you know, there's a resource right here I sent you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might know about it already, but do you know how to read this? Like, you know what the minuses are in the startup?
Yeah. How many frames?
Yeah.
They have like
Definitely.
after I hit their shield, right? And then what is it? Is it like 4 or 5 frames for dropping shield?
Shield drops 11 frames.
11? Oh, okay. A lot
Yeah.
more than I thought.
Yeah, but there's a lot of ways to bypass it, right? Because up B doesn't do the shield drop animation,
Right,
up smash doesn't do it, jump doesn't do it, right?
Right. Yeah, okay. That's why I try to up B or up smash out of shield, but then if like when they're behind me, I can't up smash, and then if there's like the platforms, then I get messed up. So maybe I just have to start doing some of my aerials.
So you can do Nair or Bear. You do have to jump squat to get an aerial out, but it skips it's not the 11 frame animation, it's the 3 frame jump squat, right?
Okay.
So like a frame 8 aerial out of shield is going to be frame 11, which is not bad, right?
Right. Okay.
It's not going to punish everything, but like, you know, Captain Falcon up B, which he uses auto shield all the time, is frame 14. Ether that Ike uses is frame 15, so having a frame 11 option that hits behind and in front is not bad. Or actually, Bagger's frame 10, so it'll be frame 13, but it's big, so it'll be usable.
Right.
And then you have Nair, which is frame 8 and can hit either side, which is nice too.
Right, okay. Yeah.
And then obviously with Pyra, her frame rate is not quite as good.
Yeah.
But I would say
I have a lot of problems with Pyra in general. I feel like my Mythra is a lot better than my Pyra.
Yeah, I think Pyra is for when you want to be a zoner. She, like, her side B is just kind of crazy.
Yeah, I kind of spam it when I play her.
Pyra, you don't want to get caught in shield. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got from a coach was for my Ike. Pyra is very similar to Ike, except like she's not as much of a combo character, but her hitboxes are bigger, and she just can kill off of straight hits. Plus, she's attached to Mythra, right? But her game plan's pretty similar to Ike. So Izzaw, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave me advice once, and it was don't shield, use your sword as your shield, right? So you want to create like a threat bubble around yourself using aerials.
Right.
Like Bear, Fair, they're massive, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So her startup isn't great, just like Ike. So you don't really want to be jumping near people, because if they have like fast anti-air options, they're going to call you out, right? And
Right.
their move's going to hit you first. What you want to be doing is be jumping right outside of their burst range, or F-tilting, or whatever you're doing to create space, and then throwing out hitboxes to try to catch their approaches. And then
yeah.
you can sometimes slowly back people into the corner, and then when they're in the corner, that's when you can really put on the pressure, right? Because they have fewer
Right, yeah.
options. And that's when your side B becomes broken.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so instead of shielding and worrying about out of shield, Mythra, she's got plenty of good out of shield options, but Pyra, it's all about creating that bubble around yourself.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Should I pick like random, or I have small battlefields like for the stage? That is.
You could pick like small battlefield or something, or PS2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have random set up, but for some reason Mishima Dojo comes up and I can't get it to stop. So. All right, I'm just gonna play a character without disjoints, just kind of see how you handle it.
Okay.
And then I might go to Ike just to sort of show you my game plan with like creating bubbles and all that.
Right. Okay.
All right. Before we start, I'm going to be a little quiet at the start here, if I can help myself. I talk a lot, but
Okay.
but then I'll sort of pick things up once I get a feel for your skill and where I think you can improve. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. Tom, you ready?
Come on, Mythra! Foresight! Right here!
Nice. So yeah, that's what we were just talking about, right? You don't really want to be shielding too much. You want to just be creating space and holding it. There you go. Better. Every Pyra does that. I just was, I was just waiting for it. Okay, nice. Good catch on the landing. Let's play Mythra for that.
Yeah. No. I thought I grabbed it for, second, so I thought you were gonna pop off.
Yeah, it's hard to react to those things.
So I was trying to do like a ledge drop dare.
Yeah. Nice. That was good coverage. grab.
Crap.
Kind of an awkward situation to end up in.
Yeah.
So yeah, one thing I'm noticing is there's maybe a little bit of an issue with spacing, with Mythra particularly. Your Pyra's doing a better job of it, but you're like doing a lot of F tilts on my shield, like in my face, right?
Yeah.
And Mythra F tilt's pretty safe. It's minus 11, but that is just barely grabbable, right? So what you want to be doing is try to hit with the tip of your sword whenever possible.
Right. I have more trouble spacing with her because she's like so fast. That's a little harder like for me to control. But
Definitely. Yeah, definitely online. It's very hard to be precise like that, but it's just it's still something that needs to be improved. Something that's worth working on.
Yeah.
But your Pyra, your spacing seems better. I do think that you would benefit a lot more from retreating with your aerials. Hold on a second, don't hit me. And I don't just mean jumping backwards and doing them, though you should be doing that too. I mean like you're doing, you'll do a lot of rising aerials to catch people with Pyra and Mythra. So what you should be doing is hard drifting back sometimes, and that's going to make it so much safer. You see what I'm talking about?
Right.
So you can threaten with a hitbox and then drift back to make it much safer.
Yeah, like I see like Lucinas do that all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just fundies for sword. Well, for every character, but more than anything for sword characters.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll see like Leia and Spargo do that all the time.
Right. Okay.
Come on, Mythra! Foresight!
See, like there, you drifted in, and that just allows me to whiff punish you for free.
Yeah.
You don't want to be landing inside of my whiff punish range unless you're pretty sure you're going to hit me. Instead, you want to be threatening just outside of it, and drift back aerials help you do that. Nice catch. Yeah, I saw the idea. Don't worry about it. I'm never going to like get on people for execution mistakes. That's just goes away with time and practice and not playing online.
Yeah.
Though honestly, our connection feels pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it feels pretty good. But yeah, I SD with these guys a lot. I used to play Inkling. Like it's like almost impossible to SD.
Yeah. Where are you? What state?
New Jersey.
Okay. Yeah, we're both East Coast this way. I'm in North Carolina. Yeah, no space too. So yeah, so there if you tipper that, I don't get hit. I don't get the up get a shield. So that's something you need to think about. There you go. See that? That was great.
Yeah.
You don't have any terrible disadvantage habits. It's great to see. Like, I'm not seeing any really bad air dodges or anything, which Capcom is great at exploiting. I just got lucky there.
I noticed I used the air dodge a ton with Mythra because Foresight's broken.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, I have to stop doing that constantly.
Yeah, a huge part of my Catholic talking game plan is just to wait that out. And then punish people really hard for it with, like, Nair 1 knee or whatever. So yeah, I wouldn't go for the up use out of shield too much. Like, you don't see the top level players doing it. You want to use that when you know someone likes to use an option and you know it's a guaranteed punish. Because, like, you got to think about the risk reward, right? It's not like, you know, an Ether or a, you know, Pyra up B where it has kill potential. It's just kind of damage, right? It's damage and getting you out of a bad situation, which is good, but in the risk reward, like, calculus, right? Where you're thinking about, like, I like to simplify it to what do I stand to gain, what do I stand to lose, and how confident am I, right? So you need to balance those three factors whenever you make a decision. The reward is just not there for Mythra to make it worth taking a risk on. Unlike Pyra, where it might be worth it, right?
Yeah, okay.
But if you're sure it's going to punish, if it's like, you know, if they're doing a -8 move that you can react to, and you have a frame 6 up, you had a shield, absolutely, you know, don't feel bad going for it. Or it's frame 10, not 6, but still.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And since your Nair out of shield, right, is I think like 1 frame slower. Yeah, it's 1 frame slower than the up B and leads to way more. You should probably be going for that more, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Your fair is also only 1 frame slower than Mythra up B.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I didn't realize it was so close.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna go Ike for a bit, just show you sort of how I create space around myself, and because like the situation is kind of reversed here. If you're playing Mythra and I'm playing Ike, you're trying to anti-air me. You're trying to stop my jumps and stuff me out, and I'm trying to create a bubble of space. So I'm gonna do that. I'm getting you a lot with those jump ins. You're sort of jump in nairing just outside of where it's going to hit me, and I'm just able to dash back and get the whiff punish. So be really careful going for that. That's like my main opening against you right now.
Okay.
See that? The dash back nair?
Yeah.
That's all. Like, I didn't necessarily know you were going to rush in. It was just I'm creating space and there's 0 risk involved. So. Make sure you're not autopiloting your follow-ups either, because I've been mixing that DI in every time, and you expect me to DI out, and you've been missing the follow-up.
I can do the down throw back air combo on DIN. It's a lot harder.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not as practiced at it.
And you know, is your main practice like Elite Smash?
Yeah, in arenas.
Yeah, so the problem is if you're not playing like really, really good players who mix their DI, you'll just start to autopilot that because nobody mixes their DI on Elite Smash.
Yeah.
So yeah, the real solution to that obviously is pay attention to it, but the other solution is play good players as often as possible.
Yeah, I have one friend who's really good who I can play offline with, but I don't get to do it a ton, and he's like a lot better than me. So it's like at some point I wonder how useful it is when he's like 3-stocking me.
Yeah, I mean you gotta sort of what's the word? Look at it, I guess granularly, like break it down to the individual interactions. Like instead of saying, "Hey, I'm gonna win," because you know maybe he's like that much further ahead. Say, "I'm going to do this one thing better, and I'm going to pay attention to this one thing and improve one thing at a time." Right? That's the easiest way. If your real goal is improvement long term, you gotta shake off the "I need to win" mindset, right?
Oh yeah. When I play him, I never expect to win.
Cool. But you try to get something out of it.
And I like his Squirtle just I cannot like even move against him. He's constantly grabbing me, and it's just like I'm just like starting every stock at like 80.
Yeah, PT is all about creating that panic, but like I just said, I'm getting most of my openings from whiff punishing you with just a dash back and then a grab. Right? It's like happening over and over. If Squirtle does that to you, you take 80. So that's probably why he's blowing you up so hard. Let me switch to Pyra Mythra and sort of show you. I'm kind of a mediocre Pyra Mythra player, but you can kind of just play good neutral with this character and do fine. So I want to show you how I play good neutral with this character and sort of the spacing I think you should be going for. I'm not going to be able to do any like advanced combos or anything, but
3, 2, 1, go!
So one thing I want to talk about briefly. So I said create a bubble for yourself, right? So for Mythra it would be like with fair, with nair, with F tilt. So you're looking for nair in, so you're going like this a lot, and that's what's getting you grabbed. Yeah. So this is probably like the worst. If your opponent isn't approaching, which when I'm playing Ike against Pyra Mythra, I do not approach, right? I'm waiting for you, and I'm trying to catch your approaches because I do not have the buttons to try to contest you, right? There are 2 kinds of nairs that are better than this. There's either the drift back nair in place to try to catch me approaching, and it's way safer, or the overshoot nair where you go past where I am to try to catch my dash back, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, or overshoot dash attack is very, very good on Mythra because it's like relatively safe on shield. Your dash attack's -22, which like you might get punished, but you're not gonna get exploded, right?
Yeah.
And then you also could approach with like back air as well. I think back air is really good. Forward air also really big hitbox, and if you drift it back, it's going to be way safer. So yeah,
and back air is the most rewarding to hit.
Yeah, and these jump in airs they're really not worth it unless you have a really hard read on your opponent approaching you.
Okay.
Cool.
Prepare yourself. Come on, Mythra!
I immediately do one.
I did one too, but I was trying to overshoot. It's not that they're the worst idea, it's just you have to know or have a read on your opponent. Like I said, the risk reward, right?
Yeah.
You have to have a high con. Oops, down into double jump. Dash attack to break space, also going to be really solid. She has so much range with it. And catching landings, etc. So strong. See that temper F tilt? See how much better that is than getting in your face? See that? The dripped back tipper, right? I'm just creating a wall around myself.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to not let you land. That's my goal. And then if you land, I'm going to not let you back to center. Disadvantage, right? Know your punishment, right? Yeah. You could have F-tilted me or something. Yeah.
I think I also could have just foresighted the rapid jab.
That could work too if you're looking for a really advanced punishment. But yeah, I think the difference here is I'm hitting with the tip of my sword and trying to predict your dash backs. See that? Tipper F-tilt, right? You don't want to be in their face. And also dash attack to break space. So solid. Dare to land. Very, very good tool. Should not do that. See how threatening it is just to dash back F tilt, right? That's like the strength of this character, is how safe that is. And I'm just holding center. That's my whole goal. Just hold center. And then eventually you're gonna die. I don't need to kill you right now. I just need to keep you going. Eventually F tilt's just gonna kill you.
Yeah, I didn't touch you for like 2 minutes.
That's what having a good advantage state is about, right? It's not necessarily about, you know, having the greatest true combos in the world, especially not with Pyra Mythra. It's about using your range and the fact that you have more options than your opponent when you're in center and they're in the corner. And just covering everything. And then getting a read if you need to, but mostly it's just about coverage with this character.
Right.
Playing safe, not overextending, not giving up your positioning.
3, 2, 1, go!
See that? Got another opening the same way. Dash back with punishment. That's all I'm doing. And dash attack is a great tool to call that out because you can overshoot so easily with it. If you see that your opponent's main game plan is to do that, you can just dash past where they are like that and just get them into the corner and then start your damage. So I would have never gone for that up B with Mythra. But with Pyra, the reward is worth it. Yeah. It's also just a much bigger, faster hitbox, so it's harder to avoid. Oh, good edge guard.
I thought I was going to make it back, but I'm like, okay, hopefully it doesn't matter.
That was definitely better. You were spacing better, and you weren't, like, I didn't count a single there, and
I was trying to play more patient, not just hold forward like a monkey.
There's nothing wrong with being aggressive. You just gotta, you know, be smart aggressive.
Right.
Pick your moments, right? Even the most aggressive players are not just holding forward at all times. Except for maybe Light, but he plays Fox, so that's different.
3, 2, 1, go!
Nice dash back. Okay. Now you're the one with punishing.
I gotta stop doing that update. It's too ingrained in me at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's good as a combo finisher. I see Cosmo do that, but...
Yeah, it's really good. You can do like back air, up 8, but I have not hit one of those yet. I think you might have had it right there.
Yeah, I always forget how big the launch box on the up B is, so I don't think I'm pretty sure that would have. Oh, nice turn. With punish. It's all with punishes, right? You're whiffing in my burst range. When I say create space, I mean do it just outside of the ring where you're gonna get punished. I do not know how to use foresight. Nice parry. Nice, you do so much more patient. Oh, that is bad.
Really at it. Go with us.
You're hitting those 2 frames like crazy.
I feel like that's the way I get so many of my kills with Pyra. It's just down airs or down tilts.
Strong moves. I'm dead because of
Yeah,
that
that foresight
What the
killed you.
heck?
Yeah, that foresight killed you.
Like I said, I'm not a Pyra Mythra main.
I was just unlucky though. Like you got punished for air dodging my move.
They deserve it, honestly.
I have some weakness, right?
Yeah. That is crazy, though. That is not actually good.
Yeah.
But I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, you're already adjusting so much better.
1, go!
And I think if you play like this against that Squirtle main, you might do fine. Just don't give him those openings. Because Squirtle's just a crazy, like, punish game monster. Is Squirtle, like, I'm just guessing if you're having trouble with, like, starting at 60, he's playing a lot of Squirtle, right?
He actually like used to only play Charizard, and then so now he plays like Squirtle, and then kind of like switches right to Charizard. Like he doesn't play like any Ivysaur really.
Interesting.
Um,
Ivysaur's probably the worst against your character,
Foresight.
so it makes some sense.
yeah. So yeah, I don't feel good at low percent, and then I feel scared at high percents too.
Yeah, at high percents, I almost feel like Pyro is the play over Mythra. You just use your extra range to outspace up smash, because that's where the real threat is.
Yeah. I sometimes try to maybe like use Pyra a little early and hope I can get a like fast kill on the Squirtle, but it usually doesn't work out
Yeah, that's definitely a gamble.
because he just smothers me.
That's just relying on him to screw up.
Really at it.
You can use Pyra, but you have to be constantly rotating back, and you will be giving up space. I don't think it's the worst against Squirtle, because, you know, Ike is okay against Squirtle. You also got to hit your techs if he goes for the tech chase stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I find SDIing against Squirtle to be, like, it's not perfect, like, it won't get you out of the combo, but it forces them to go for a different combo route. If you SDI, like, up and away, or down and away.
Okay. He does like the I don't know how many different combo routes they have. He does like the one where he does like a down air and a regrab a lot.
Yeah, that's the one you can get out of. You'll force him to just go for bears, or bears.
Okay.
And he won't be able to get the regrab. The regrab combos are the big things, so you want to get a good combo.
Yeah. It's also really frustrating getting like grabbed twice in quick succession.
Definitely, but it's just, you know, in Smash Ultimate, you gotta accept sometimes. Like, but I don't mean just like roll over and take it, but you gotta just not get pissed. Like, that's the matchup, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because like Charizard has plenty of weaknesses for you to exploit. Squirtle's very light, so you can't stay on him. So you just need to accept you're starting the game at 60 and understand that that's fine. You can still win.
Yeah. I just feel like though, like he should also start at high because I have Mythra, but I can never combo him as much as he can me.
Oh, her combos don't
he's
do
just-
that kind of damage. Squirtle's just like one of the best low damage combos in the game. Mythra is just all. Mythra makes up for it with amazing neutral. That's kind of her thing. Her combos are just decent. Like, they're not bad by any means.
I know that the down throw one is 42, which is, I mean, that's pretty good. You get a down throw at 0, put him at 42.
Yeah, that's great. Squirtle does 60, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, her combos are good. They're just not the best thing. I love
Yeah, scared the crap out of me. I was running into it all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, gotta get out of here.
It's awkward. I want to see more spaced bears with Mythra from you.
Okay.
Or Pyra.
Oh, Pyra.
But Pyra, yeah, it's all about the spacing. Your fairs and bears. And Dare, honestly. Dare's even bigger than the other two.
Yeah.
It's all about drifting back with your aerials with Pyra. With Mythra, you still want to do that, but it's more about positioning and finding your opening. She's just so fast. It's about forcing whiffs.
Right. Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1, go!
See how I overshot that so that you could
Yeah.
have dash attack even if you wanted? See what good movement and just holding center gets you.
Yeah.
Weird. Am I too low? No. Just shouldn't have thrown over.
I think down throw might have killed.
Okay. Oh, I hit A, just like a millisecond too late. Nope. I don't have rage anymore.
Yeah, that's her earliest killing throw. I don't know why I rolled that.
I've been focusing mostly on Mythra. I'm going to focus on Pyra. Just sort of spacing things. Catch landings. See? I don't see you using up tilt much. And if you switch out up tilt with your up air, you can just kind of, and dash attack, you can just keep people in the air forever. That's a cheesy option, but you gotta be ready to shield it. Oops, can't hold forward. It's a little different from Ike. See that safe drift back, so I wouldn't have gotten hit out of shield even if. See? So much safer. Good. You're ready for that at least. Pressure. Nice. Am I dead?
Yeah.
Good stuff. You smothered me with Mythra. And it didn't let me in. So your advanced state was looking really nice, I think. It was a good comeback. I didn't touch you for like 80%.
I feel like it's so hard to play Pyra in a Mythra, though. Like, because you're going all Pyra. I hate, like, when I'm the, like, if they kill me first and then, like, I stay on Pyra and they get to go back to Mythra, it feels like impossible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely hard to play Pyra into Mythra, but it'll teach you really good fundamentals.
Yeah.
You're outsped, but the one thing you have is your range, right? So you learn to use your range really effectively. It's the same as playing Magic.
Yeah. And the one thing is if they're ever does side B, you can get a forward smash out of it, and then they just die so early. So, like, basically unusable moves.
By the way, learning to grab neutral get up helps so much. Like I just did, just grab you and throw you. at making people afraid to neutral get up against you. Huge deal.
Yeah, because like everyone's favorite get up option, right?
Especially online. And then they'll start rolling, which lets you just destroy them. Rolls are the most rangeables. You gotta do them sometimes just to keep things mixed up, but like, if you know someone's gonna roll, that's when you kill them.
Drifted in. Should drift it out. It's so safe when it's charged.
It's harder to drift back Pyra sometimes, just too slow, but
Yeah.
with Mythra you get full drift. See how I'm just keeping it at the very tip of my sword. Just abusing the fact that I have slightly more range than you. Should I live if I switch?
Probably.
Or I don't know like the specific ins and outs. I do think you should be air dodging more and up being less. Like using your air dodge as a third jump, because their air dodge is pretty good.
Right.
And that's what I do with Ike a lot to avoid having. If you go low, you can double jump and air dodge up, and that'll save you a lot. So
Yeah. Yeah, I see that like Ikes and Chroms are really good at air dodging back to ledge, I guess, because they have to.
I mean, you have a really big up B scoop hitbox through the ledge, which kind of serves the same purpose, right? Or because you can insta-snap with Mythra and like also hit through the ledge like Lucina does.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not as vital for you, but it's a mix-up you need to have.
Right. Yeah, I don't really do that at all, actually, when I think about it.
It's just a timing mix-up, so that they can't be like always too great. The more mixes you have, the harder it is for them to kill you on an edge guard. So yeah, with Pyra, I just spam this. Whenever someone does something unsafe on my shot, I'm just boosting that up. With Mythra, it's a little different, because it doesn't hit through platforms. And of course, as we talked about,
Yeah.
but with Pyra, it's a big threat. You gotta make people afraid of it so they don't hit your shield for free. Because your other out of shield options aren't great. hitbox is insane. You should abuse the crap out of it. It's very hard to approach. Retreating dare, like, what do you do about this exactly? As long as I have space to retreat, you have to just hold it.
I was definitely a better punish there than my FB.
Probably just up smash.
Yeah.
Right here. Let me out.
Just super quick grab it on the Anytime you get someone shielding above you on a platform, they always want to jump.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, when you play better and better players, they're going to expect you to anti-air them like I just did with that full hop. But default, a ton of people like to jump there.
Right. But what else can you really do though, right? Like, you can't drop while on shield, right? So I could roll or
Sometimes you have to
or
shield
jump,
an extra
right?
move. If I do that full hop up air, you can drop shield at that point. Because I've
Okay.
So sometimes you just have to shield twice instead of once.
Okay.
Or 3 times even. It's just about finding a gap in people's pressure. Because you're in disadvantage when you're on a platform.
Right.
So you have to understand that you're going to have to make a smart choice or you're going to get blown up.
Right here. Right here.
See that? It's a lot
Yeah.
harder to hit.
Right here. Blazing edge. You're done. Close on edge. Blazing edge.
Absolutely insane. Gotta abuse this.
Got it.
Oh, what? Retreating down. That's what I'm trying to show you. This is crazy.
Oh god.
Dead. I do wonder if Mythra would have made that.
Got it.
I don't think so.
space. Tip of the sword.
Yeah.
Pyra.
Did our best.
Nice one, Pyra!
Yeah, I kept thinking I could run in after midair, but I don't know. I never seem to get there in time. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, dash attack. I want to see more of those. Take
Okay.
out that space. Or you can do dash cancel up tilt to anti-air. Or you
Right.
can run into there. But you have to do it when I'm on my way up, which means you're guessing. That being said, you have
Right.
to make that guess. Or you can
Okay.
just slowly approach and back me into the corner, and then I'll have less options.
Right. Okay.
You can fake approaches to force me to back off as well. Because like I'll run out of stage eventually. There you go. But you know, I both want you to develop counterplay for it and realize that it's really, really good.
Yeah.
Good at hitting this. A huge part of it also is not forcing punish or something you can't punish. Because that's how you get blown up.
I find it's so hard to tech like that online. Like
Yeah, it's a lot
very
harder.
very frequently people. It's very infrequently do people actually tech that when I do that.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, online. I mean, the problem isn't even necessarily like you do have less time to react, and that sucks. But it's also the fact that every connection is slightly different, so the time
Yeah.
is always slightly different. If you had that down and away, you'll live way longer.
Yeah.
Nice. Good bait. That's a nice little ledge trap.
Thanks.
Pyra wins.
It's a good reaction too. I find it kind of hard to react to get an attack left match, so.
Ready? Three, two, one, go!
Right here.
Yeah, I mix. Something that's very hard to adapt to.
Yeah. Did you change your DI in the middle of those back airs too?
Yeah. So I think I went from out to in.
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought. No one ever does that. At least the people I play never do that. It's like once they've committed to a direction, they keep it.
Have you experienced the new gen competitive scene?
No.
Do you have interest in doing so?
I do, but so I like work in New York City, and so there's like a local there, but all the people there are absolutely insane. So
Well, it's the best way to learn. It's the best way to
it's like
practice.
the buzz goes there.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, there's also 100 other people who aren't the buzz.
Yeah. There's like
Also, the buzz
like
is nice
10 people I know that are like not that I know, but like I know go to like do well at like majors or stuff. Like it's like it seems like even
Oh yeah, New York's crazy. You got a great scene there. But that's a good thing. That means that it drives the player base to be better. So you can find really good practice in like at mid-level as well. But there's plenty of people who go there and go 0-2 every game.
Yeah.
So that's the best place to get practice. It's also really fun. I love Levity. They're like my highlight of my week every week. So I recommend it as something fun to do too.
Yeah. I want to go. I was just hoping to get like a little better before I did.
I understand. I will say though that locals are where you go to get better. And you know, there's no. I went 0-2, meaning I didn't win a set for my first like 2 months of competing. So there's absolutely no shame in being a beginner. And people in the Smash community are generally very friendly and welcoming to newcomers. So yeah, you'd be welcome there, and you would have fun. I have friends in the New York community. You know Mega, who that is?
No.
It's like he's PR. He's like the best Ike.
Okay.
Actually, I think it was with but yeah, their team's good. They have a bunch of good people.
Yeah. There's a lot of good people.
I just like to see the praise of the locals because I think competing in this game is really good fun. Doing it for 3 or 4 years now. No regrets. And I went when I had no idea what I was doing. You'll learn so much faster playing people at locals than you would just mapping online.
Nice side. I'm dead. Oh no, I'm not.
Notice how I just like fake approaches sometimes.
Yeah.
You can see a lot more out of that. It's just forcing people to whip things by pretending to go instead of actually going. Okay, chasing with dash attack. Tried and true. Always facing just outside your grab range.
Yeah. So, what's the best way to get better? Is just be mindful of spacing, or is there like?
Make sure your movement is very crisp. Movement drills help a ton, and then just mindfully practicing it against real people. But movement drills are a plus. Oops.
Okay.
If you want, I can give you a couple of ones I do. I haven't done it in a little while, but I do recommend them too. Oops. That's alright.
Back a little too far.
Our Aegis.
Because I've tried doing like spacing and like training mode, but obviously like the guy's not moving, right? So it's like it's easy to hit a tipper on a stationary target.
Yeah, you need to make sure that this is good. So I'll teach you a couple more drills here, and obviously these are for offline. But what I always do, I can see you know how to do this, right? Short hop,
Yeah.
fastball,
Yep.
short hop, fastball, and you know how to do this: full hop, fastball, full hop, fastball. Now the question is, can you do this? Short hop, full hop, short hop, full hop. Can you do that consistently? See how that's a little harder?
Yeah.
Yeah, your brain wants to do it in a rhythm, right? And so it makes for worse practice when you're doing it in a rhythm because you're just practicing a rhythm, right? You want to be able to do it on command without worrying about a rhythm. So just going in training mode and doing a few of these for a couple minutes helps a ton. And then you want to work in full drifting mode. Then you want to practice your RARs. And I do them empty sometimes, just so that I know that I have full control and I'm not just buffering moves, right? empty roars are really nice. If you can get the full momentum, you did it right. And then you do it with full hops. And then once you've got like your sort of abstract practice like that down, you want to practice with aerials. So doing like full drift back, fast fall fair, stuff like that. You want to be able to move around and get whatever hitbox out you want. And be spaced as you want. So these full stop, like momentum stop fairs and bears where you're drifting back like this, those are going to be really, really good. That's really hard to contest. And then you play Pyra too, so you're going to want to do the same things with her because her timings are slightly different, right?
Yeah.
And then practice doing like this. Make sure your timing on your landing aerials is good. Practice to make sure that your dares are coming out as low as you can get them. And then you know, practice combos as well. But yeah, and then one thing that's really important to know for movement is, do you know how to do like the fastest version of dash shield?
Yeah.
Cool. Where you keep holding the direction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really big deal in there. So make sure that you're doing that.
Yeah, I didn't know that for a while, and I was
I didn't know for 2 years.
shocked when I learned about it.
Yeah, no one taught that.
It seems counterintuitive.
It seems counterintuitive, and it also is not covered by people nearly enough.
Yeah, like dash grab is worse. I assume dash shield would be worse than just stopping first.
It's a huge deal. Like, it makes such a difference in your play when you're approaching zoners or characters with swords. But yeah, so, and then you wanna just make sure that your timings are all good. Make sure you can do full momentum nairs, full momentum bears, full hops, short hops. Just move around. Move around.
Right.
Do some wavelengths for fun. Do whatever you want. Practice your combos. Practice full hopping, landing bear into up beyond plat. All sorts of things.
Yeah.
You need to dry run them before you do them on real people. But yeah, this movement drill. Makes so much of a difference. Another thing is to pick a spot on the ground and practice landing on it perfectly. So like, I'm going for the center diamond. I was a little bit off. Obviously we're online, so it's going to be hard to be that precise.
Right. Yeah,
So like, pick a distance and be like, I'm going to short hop and land on that.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like that'd be easier as Pyra because she's slower.
Yeah, you're floatier, true. But you want to be fast falling whenever possible too. Yeah. So just getting as precise as you possibly can with your movement is going to be really, really helpful.
Okay.
Alright, that's pretty much the drills I have for you. But the empty RARs I think are really, really useful because they help you really understand your movement instead of just, I feel like a lot of times you'll do, not you specifically, but you'll get in the habit of like maybe always doing a short hop RAR with like the macro, right, where you hit the X and A at the same time or whatever.
Yeah, right.
You need to be able to break it into its individual parts because that just gives you more options, right? You want as many options as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I like lots of times do the RAR back air right away, right? So like,
yeah,
I'm not actually doing the short hop, I'm just like doing it, I guess, part of the
and there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to be able to break it down when you want to. Like, yeah, you don't want to fall into movement patterns that restrict your options. All right, this is your last game. Huh?
Yeah.
Don't do those side Bs, that was bad for me. It worked, but
I tried to jump over it so I could hit you off stage, but yeah.
it can catch you
jump
high in the air, but man, is it unsafe. See how good that air dodge is, though?
Yeah.
One less opportunity to kill me. Gotta be confident in those situations where we're both shielding next to each other. Any kind of hesitation, you're gonna be the one that gets grabbed instead of the one to grab it.
Right.
That just comes with experience and being like unshakable, right? If you're shook, you're always going to be a little bit slower than your opponent. I'm not saying to grab every time, you know, sometimes you want to spot that.
Right.
React a little sooner than that. Pyra's got kind of a slower dodge, doesn't she?
Yeah.
That dash right. Parry. Nice. So much of parries, people get impressed because they're like, how did you parry that on reaction? The impressive thing about parries is not always parrying, it's reacting to the fact that you got a parry.
Yeah, right.
And punish it.
I find that I parry a lot, but I also drop shield too early a lot, so it's like, I guess it comes with the fact that I'm dropping too, like, pretty quickly, and so sometimes I get hit, and then, you know, sometimes I get the parry.
Yeah, I only really intentionally parry falling aerials because they're reactable. It's not always possible to parry the quick moves on the ground, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes, because you're just trying to drop shield as early as possible, you just get it by accident. And yeah, so a huge part of the game is just reacting to the fact that you got a parry that you weren't necessarily going for. But it is reactable, so you can still get punished.
I had the same thing with foresight sometimes too, where it's like I wasn't expecting to get foresight. And lots of times I just do like an F tilt because I wasn't really like expecting it.
And that's fine, but you know, you do want to optimize your punish.
Right.
Still though, any punish is better than nothing. And going for your fast option when you're not sure you're going to react in time, instead of forcing like something you would have maybe gotten, going for the thing that you can't take. My Mythra, my Pyra is so much better than my Mythra. But good DI. Now you're mixing your DI.
I'm learning how annoying that is.
It's harder to follow. That was not the right punish. I thought that was safer. You got the timing right, that would have been good. Caught the bad DI. That was good. You're definitely taking the lessons, or the things I was telling you to heart.
Yeah, I know. I feel a lot better already. I knew that my neutral was a lot of just landing nairs, but I didn't know what to do in its place.
It seems to me like you have the fundies, you just forget you have them sometimes. So you just got to remind yourself, you know, if whatever it takes, whether it's writing it down and looking at it, saying, you know, be patient, don't hold forward, don't jump in,
Right.
or just, you know, repeating it to yourself before a match.
Yeah.
But yeah, just don't autopilot.
Right. Yeah. My autopilot is landing nair and up B out of shield. And
Everyone
that's
has,
not a good one.
everyone has an autopilot, and you want to make your autopilot as good as possible, but you know, it's not how to win against people who are as good or better than you.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, that's our hour. Do you have any questions before we close it out?
No, I feel like this was really good. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. So I do record all of this. I have a VOD that you can review whenever you want.
Okay, perfect.
And I'll send that to you later today. Just to shill for a bit, if you refer a friend, you and them both get $10 towards whoever you want on Metafy, and it's from Metafy, not from me, so the coaches get all of that.
Okay, cool.
And you get 5% off if you do a testimonial. But other than that, thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you. I really appreciate it.
cool. Let me know if you want to schedule a follow-up sometime.
Yeah, no, I think I will. I think this was really helpful.
Great.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, have a good one.